a little crafting.
Right now, from historic Paristown in Louisville, Kentucky, it's Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs in front of a live studio audience. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Laird along with Kevin Harnett.
And this time we are excited to be in our kitchen theater cooking farm fresh food with one of the region's best chefs.
Fun ingredient I have here, Appalachian sea salt.
Patrick Roney is here from Ashbourne Farms in LaGrange, where they're growing and cooking some of the freshest flavors you'll ever taste.
You know exactly where they came from.
It's Five Diamond food straight from the farm, with all the secrets to doing it yourself right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Harnett. It is an awesome time here in Paristown where we have our Bluegrass Chefs Kitchen Theater. I'm Kevin Harnett with my broadcast partner, Tim Laird.
And Kevin, it's a great day to be in Kitchen Theater because we're going to be cooking with one of our old friends. And I'll tell you what, he's bringing a lot of culinary history with him. After studying at the Culinary Institute of America, Patrick Roney worked as a private chef in the Caribbean. He landed in Louisville at the Seelbach Hotel, earning a AAA Five Diamond Award at the Oak Room. He further honed his craft at Harvest in Nulu. And now he's making farm-to-table masterpieces at Ashbourne Farms.
And Tim, Ashbourne is truly a unique place. It's a working farm that's dedicated to the culinary arts, hosting luxury weddings and corporate events in a setting that's unmatched anywhere in the country, really. We'll get a taste of Ashbourne today, along with some good secrets that you can use at home.
And Kevin, I'm excited, so let's get cooking. Here he is, Patrick Roney!
Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Hello, Chef. Good to have you back.
Good to see you, Tim.
Good.
Thanks for having me. It's been too long.
Well, you know, we always enjoy having you on, and you think of some of the key places in our great city, the Oak Room, Harvest, those places that you were at when it seems like we were all babies, you know? It's been a minute. But now to see the embracing of this farm to table and that whole movement that's been going on across the country, you're sort of leading the way.
Thank you. Thank you. It's kind of the perfect storm for me. I had the really fine dining at the Oak Room. It was very, very fancy and elegant. And then when I went to Harvest, and it was this farm-to-table, beautiful mecca. I had relationships with every farm in the area within 100 miles. And I did a lot of business with Ashbourne. And then I started hearing about this little project they had out there. And voila, it's the perfect blend of this elegant farm-to-table on a farm, beautiful setting.
And it is beautiful.
It's a dream
as soon
job.
as you pull up, you're like, wow. I mean, you're on a farm. It's unbelievable when you walk inside. You've hosted many events there, not just weddings and corporate events, but the James Beard Group was in town at your place.
Absolutely.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. It's truly a blessing to be there.
And you're able to sort of now share that knowledge that you have with other students and learners coming up.
Absolutely. We bring a whole group of people every time we do an event out there. So there's 15 to 20 new cooks from all different talent levels, from just beginning or not even in the industry to some of the best chefs in the country that come out and help us do events. But one of the things I'm really proud about is kind of the mentorship that we're able to do. And I've been fortunate enough to be involved with the Food Literacy Project, and they have this amazing program, the YCAP, Youth Community Agriculture Program. And this is empowering youth to farm and create equitable food ways in their communities. And it's truly an amazing program, and I'm inspired to be a part of it. And I brought a fun guest. Can we bring Miss Maggie up?
Yeah, come on in, Maggie. Give it up. Here's Maggie. Tell me your last name, Maggie. Epperson. I didn't want to mispronounce it. And how awesome it is to have a mentor, I suppose,
it's
like
amazing.
Patrick Roney.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm so fortunate to be part of the food literacy, but also to have a mentor like Chef Patrick.
Yes, it's awesome. Well, we're going to let you guys do the work, and we'll stand here and look pretty because it's what Tim and I do every show. So let's get started. Tell us what we're making today, guys.
So we took a fun trip out to Iroquois Urban Farm, and just to see what they had, what was coming out of the earth right now. And the YCAP kids were out there doing their thing. And so I wanted to be really focused and just use the ingredients that they had at the moment. So we kind of teamed together and came up with this dish. And what we're going to do is take some of this beautiful kale, curly kale that they were growing, some of the green onions that they had, and these little garlic scapes, if I can find them hiding in here. This guy. Just an amazing little ingredient. So we're going to do what we call a Kale Dolma. So this is a kale leaf that's stuffed, and we're using leftover risotto. You can use any kind of leftover rice, really any leftovers that you have in your fridge that still taste good and haven't spoiled, of course. But then you roll them up in that leaf, and it's like a whole new present. It's a new package. Have it for dinner one night. The next night, try this recipe. So leftover risotto, we added a little Gruyere in there.
So the secret is make a lot of it so you have some left over for the next day to use it. Now, Maggie, let's get rolling here. Where do we go?
So I'm grabbing some of the risotto. Tuck it in.
This is kind of like rolling sushi, too. You kind of wrap it up, and then you can form it once it's all wrapped around there.
It looks great.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And so with this, I like to cover it and let it go for a minute. We'll just kind of let that heat through and get that cheese in there nice and melted and that rice nice and warm. And so we always have a couple of quarts of this vegan sauce on hand that I don't add the cheese to. Because you never know when a vegan's going to pop in, and we all love vegans. And we're just going to plate that right in the center. So some chefs in town will call these squirrely doobers. They are the greens from the scallions, and they become these beautiful curly onions once you sit them in ice water. We're going to take a little bit of that. And so there we go. That's our
excellent
first course.
There it is. Very nicely done to both of you guys.
And Maggie, great job on that, rolling that. It was beautiful. That is absolutely perfect.
Very nice. Give it up for Maggie Epperson. She's going to say goodbye. Patrick's going to stick around, and you've got more secrets to share.
I do.
What's coming up?
We're going to do a mushroom ravioli.
All right, we've got all of that and more when we come back on Secrets of Bluegrass Chef.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of the Kentucky Beef Council. Beef is still what's for dinner. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Tim Laird with you again on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs in Harristown at our kitchen theater, and we're having fun, aren't we, Kevin?
It is a blast, and we are glad you're with us today. We are honored to have Chef Patrick Roney, the executive chef at Ashbourne Farms, with us as well. If you haven't discovered Harristown yet, maybe you want to make your way on down. You should come check it out. This is where Louisville Stoneware was born, and now it's thriving again as Stonewaring Company. It's also home to the cafe, and of course, as we mentioned, our Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs kitchen theater. I mentioned Patrick's here. He shared the secrets to that beautiful risotto, sort of rolled up in that kale. Everyone's enjoying that. Is it delicious or what? Yes? It looks good from here, I'll tell you that. You're always full of secrets, and I know we're about ready to do a little ravioli.
Yeah.
Tell us what that's stuffed with.
So we're stuffing it with mushrooms that we cultivate at the farm. So my good friend Billy Cortez is growing these gorgeous mushrooms right here.
Wow.
So we've got some lion's mane, some Italian oyster, and some shiitake mushroom in there right now.
How beautiful are these?
I know, and I tell people that you ought to try different mushrooms. Everybody gets stuck on those little button mushrooms, and that's it. But I'll tell you what, each mushroom has its own flavor and goodness.
It does, and they're selling these at a couple of your natural markets around town. So keep your eye out for them. You can also get them through our CSA. So this dish is going to be about our CSA vegetables over here. These beautiful vegetables that are grown out at Ashbourne. We still have some summer and some fall shares left.
And some
But
people are like, CSA, what's he talking about?
community shared agriculture. So you get a box of vegetables and you know exactly where they came from. And so that's really important, I feel like, right now, because with the difficulties in food getting to where it needs to be in the country right now, really in the world, that we kind of stay a little bit closer to home and support your local farmer. I know there's a lot of great farms around here that have CSAs, and Ashbourne is a great one as well. And a cool thing about this one is I supply a recipe every week when you get your share. So you get your share home and you can pull up that recipe, make this dish. Mushroom ravioli. So this first most important, or not most important, but a very important part is the filling. Mushrooms that have been sauteed, cooked with a little garlic, salt, pepper, deglazed with wine, and then we're doing a little fresh ricotta in here, lemon juice, Parmesan, salt, and pepper. Really easy to put together. Pasta dough, so this is semolina flour, 00 flour, and eggs kneaded together. And really the art of the pasta is kneading it for a long time. You run it through a pasta sheeter and you get these nice little sheets. You can also go to, there's a couple of stores in town that sell these sheets.
Thank God.
That's a great secret
that's
to
the
know.
secret, yeah.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, and these are really easy to make at home. Fun project with the kids. It's just like a little crafting project. We take a little egg, just lightly whipped, and I'm just going to brush this dough all over. And I'm going to take my filling and do a couple little dollops. Then I'm going to take this pasta. The secret trick is give that dough a little stretch. It makes it a little bit more malleable. And we can go right over that. We're going to pinch right in around those that filling.
And the egg that you sort of
That's
spread
the glue.
on there, that's the glue.
That's the glue. So we're going to go on like that. I take my cutter and I kind of round those out a little bit more, and I'm pressing down as I do that.
Oh, that's interesting. Look at that technique.
So it kind of gives it that like nice little round kind of pot belly look, if you will. We're going to take our little ring mold cutter, cut these out. Voila. We've got
UFO.
ravioli ready to go. Now at this point you can put them in your fridge for a few hours. If you're going to wait, if it's going to happen in a couple of days, go ahead and freeze these. Put a little bit more semolina in a container. Put some semolina on top. Throw them in the freezer. They'll be good for a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
And so we're going to go into our boiling water.
And it won't take long.
And it won't take long. It takes about 3 minutes. It's the easy way. It's kind of like a built-in timer. They will float when they're ready.
I'll tell you what, you mentioned about 3 minutes. That gives us enough time to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we've got the ravioli stuffed with great mushrooms from Patrick Roney at Ashbourne Farms when we come back.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is a presentation of the Kentucky Beef Council. Beef is still what's for dinner, and by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
The Wine Rack, bringing you wines, beers, spirits, and cheeses of the world for over 18 years. Local, independent, and now offering delivery from the heart of Crescent Hill and online at wineshoplouisville.com.
Fine dining in Louisville's most legendary location, Matt Wynn's Steakhouse, overlooking the historic grounds of Churchill Downs with outstanding views of the city. Indulge in a spectacular menu featuring the finest steaks, seafood, and locally sourced ingredients. Matt Wynn's has an amazing collection of the world's rarest bourbons and wines. The first year-round on-site restaurant at Churchill Downs. Matt Wynn's Steakhouse, a dining experience like none other in Louisville.
Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs in front of a live audience here in Paristown at Kitchen Theater. We're cooking with Chef Patrick Roney from Ashbourne Farms, and we're cooking raviolis right now, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, Patrick's no stranger to the show. We love having him on, and what they're doing out at Ashbourne Farms is just really front-running and leading the way in a lot of this farm-to-table movement that we see, not around just here, but across the country. And this ravioli speaks to that with the CSA that you mentioned. And now when we went to commercial break, by the way, we had put the ravioli in. That, of course, only needed to cook for about 3 minutes.
Absolutely. So it's coming along. It's almost there. And what we're going to do is take some of these CSA vegetables, give them a quick saute. I use extra virgin olive oil, and I don't like to put a lot of heat to these. They're just going to be lightly warmed. I'm going to use some of that Appalachian sea salt to finish them. So we've got a little bit of our summer squash and zucchini that's going to go in. We've got so cool trick here with your cherry tomatoes. You can peel them. So put a light little slit right in the top. Drop them into boiling water for about 5 seconds, 10 seconds if they're larger, and then that skin will come right off. They really take on flavor much better.
Oh, I like that idea.
That's a brilliant idea.
I know.
And then you get that nice burst with and all that salt will stick to it. So it's a cool little trick.
Yeah, and when you bite into it, it doesn't just squirt juice everywhere. You get it. I mean, that's perfect.
Right, exactly.
What an idea.
So I've got some of these beautiful mushrooms that we, of course, sauteed, salt and pepper. Trick with these mushrooms, get a little caramelization on them, so when it hits the pan, it's a really hot pan, you don't overcrowd it. You let them sit there for about 2 minutes until they get nice and caramelized on one side. Then you add your seasoning and toss them. Some English peas. Love English peas. They're one of my favorite vegetables. It's kind of a once a year type of thing. I know Bird's Eye makes a great bag of them, but there's nothing that compares to these. So we've got all those things in there getting warm. This sauce is our sous vide that we made in the first segment, but I've got some of the green onions. So I made a puree with the green onion tops. Just blanched, shocked. So boiling water, ice water, blender, a little bit of water on top of that. Buzz it for about 30 seconds to a minute till it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to add that right into our sauce here. I've got my trusty little hand blender, and this is a battery-operated one. So it's pretty cool. When I found this, I was pretty happy.
Does that bring you back to your boating days?
Yeah. It is. It's like a little boat motor. It's a trolley motor, if you will. So you can see when I said this was like a mother sauce, this has almost become a complete different sauce now, this beautiful green color to it. I'm going to pull those ravioli up. That pasta's nice and tender.
Yes. Beautiful, too.
And so, yeah, that's a beautiful little saute pan full of veggies and pasta. Really healthy, really seasonal. We're going to take a little bit of that green sauce. Go right in the center. Boom.
Pizza pie painting again,
Pizza
right?
pie. I'm a big fan of the pizza pie. My sous chef is probably shaking his head right now. Go right there in the center. I take a ravioli, try to keep it tight in there. We want that little fat belly up. That's also my wife's nickname for me. A little bit of veg on top. And now we're going to garnish. These are beautiful little pea tendrils, and they're that nice bright yellow. And so we get those on the plate. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do just a touch of that Appalachian salt on top and a couple of grinds of this. And that's the dish.
Wow. How about
flavor.
that? Talk about, you know, they always say you should eat the rainbow, and I think you've got every color on there. I mean, look at this. This is just a gorgeous plate, and I love ravioli. No matter what you stuff with them, they're always good.
Absolutely.
It doesn't get any more fresh than that either, right? From the
Yeah.
garden. So that's beautiful. For folks that are looking for you and the great expertise that you bring, if they want to plan an event and be out at Ashbourne, tell them how to get a hold of you.
AshbourneFarms.com. It's as easy as that. Our website is full of information, so you can get all of my recipes. You can get in touch with the CSA program. You can get in touch with our events coordinator, book your wedding, book your corporate event out there. It's a beautiful property. A lot of wonderful things happening out there, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it.
We're glad you're a part of the show.
Thank you
Patrick,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Chef. Great to have you here back with us again.
Yeah. We'll have you back before too long. If you want to come back and join us here, it's easy to do. Log on to MintJulepTours.com. Be a part of the studio audience. Would you say it's worth it, guys? They're having a chance to take a taste. We got to say goodbye for now. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harnett. We'll see you next time on another edition of Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Wow.